on a clear summer night, like a sparkling picture scroll. Although we used to believe, but we now know that we're not even on our own planet. When we move from our position on Earth, it's like looking at the edge of a coin. We don't know the true shape of the Milky Way. This is where we live. Our solar system is located in the suspended wall of the Milky Way. Our galaxy is so massive to go around. And the larger Andromeda galaxy. The local group consists of nearly 50 smaller galaxies. In the rings of the Milky Way, globular clusters are almost as old as the universe itself. The first clue to our location. We can never be far from our own galaxy. To really see what the Milky Way looks like and compare what we know about our own galaxy, astronomers recognize 4 basic types of galaxies. The elliptical, composed of ancient stars. It's a bump and a disk. Little or no new stars are formed. It's completely shapeless. You get spiral galaxies. It's like being young and old, gracefully spinning through space, around the Milky Way. It is mainly determined by age. The size of this bump. Supermassive black holes. His mass is 4 million times that of the Sun. The space between the Earth and our Sun. Black holes cannot be seen directly. Astronomers have used radio sources, determined the location of the Milky Way's dots. And it caused quite a stir. As he spins, stars in the central region, under its attractive force. Black holes have a big impact on the central region, but we don't feel his attractive force on Earth. The incredible size of the Milky Way offsets the immense force at the center of the galaxy. And the amazing thing continues. The hustle and bustle of the galaxies. But the spectacular suspension also has its own activity. Stars are being born. So this is our galaxy. We're just beginning to explore his depths. Since we are located in the suburbs and the obscurity of cosmic dust, even the most powerful optical telescopes. If you want to learn more about the Milky Way, all you can see. We live on a dusty planet, dusty galaxy. Empty space is not so empty. Optical telescopes can only see the nearest dust cloud. And it's not that far away. However, this is because galaxies are teeming with the light from most stars. We are quite. Very few reach us. It blocks the light for dust. Visible light is just a small part of the spectrum. And radio waves. The ability of radio waves to penetrate space dust. But it was an accidental discovery. In 1933, engineers at Bell Labs in New Jersey used to track transatlantic phone calls. He was surprised to find, falling like raindrops, only to realize that Yansky's point of view is correct. And radio astronomy was born. But radio waves are just the beginning, because the human eye cannot see all the available light. 32 main engines started in 2003. Spitzer with a set of infrared cameras launched into space, and the ELT's mission of cosmic evolution. Same level, thought they penetrated celestial bodies differently. Radio waves have the lowest energy, but most celestial bodies emit such waves. And then infrared, visible light ultraviolet. The wavelengths emitted by black holes and supernova. High energy X-rays about the size of an atom. It comes from the collision or decay of subatomic particles. These combined waves have a more comprehensive understanding. We are in the galaxy, difficult to judge. Radio and optics, but to see his full picture. We know that the four main spiral arms of the Milky Way galaxy, inside out, the shield is unrecognizable and self-defeating, and Cepheus. These walls are the outskirts of the Milky Way galaxy, located between Sagittarius and Eagle, the so-called branch of Orion. All the stars in the Milky Way galaxy add up. They're all moving. These spirals are called density waves. When the star will pass through the density wave, stars don't usually travel alone. When massive globular clusters gather in the rings of galaxies, open clusters or galactic clusters in the disk of a galaxy, barely bound together by mutual attractive forces. Astronomers have calculated. The Cephalus cluster is the closest star cluster to Earth. Before the galaxy's wall rips it apart, it will exist for at least twice as long. Closer to home, our own sun, running on a lonely track, solar cluster. Our own planet, it may have been an independent. In fact, the entire galaxy and universe. These are examples that are now blocking our view. And the molding machine is still running. Space is a dark place, or dust particles to reflect the light of 1 billion star. Although space is empty, it is not perfect. The disk is the largest part of the Milky Way, 15% of its mass comes from dust and gas. Gas clouds can span hundreds of light years. The raw materials for igniting galaxies. This cosmic dust and gas. The effect they produce. Nebula in Orion. This region is very active during star formation. Orion contains hot stars. Ionize the gas with ultraviolet light. Astronomers divide nebulae into two other categories. The Witch's Head Nebula is an example of a reflection nebula. Reflection nebula. Blue light is more easily reflected than red light. And finally, a dark nebula like the Dox Nebula. When a low-mass star like the Sun dies, they will form another kind of nebula. These faint and ephemeral nebulae ejected some material back into the galaxy. These substances, raw materials for new planets. When dying stars spew out clouds of dust and gas, forming new stars. Nebulae are recycling centers for galaxies. Each generation of stars produces heavier elements. Elements become an integral part of everything in the universe. Are formed in the suspended walls of the Milky Way. Stars usually die in suspended walls. More of a victim of its own immense mass. Inside the wall on the outskirts of the galaxy. As we enter the bulge of the Milky Way, the situation will become more crowded and urbanized. As we know, our lives will be completely different. So what do we owe our status to? Scientists think it has a lot to do with attractive forces in the galaxy. The center of the galaxy in history. Until we have an X-ray image. X-ray emission. Linked to the supermassive black hole at the center of our galaxy. According to the definition. And radiation. They spin and are heated to millions of degrees. It's like traveling the world in 4 seconds. Although the power of supermassive black holes is bizarre, are very typical. The stars surrounding black holes are very old. Hundreds of times larger than our sun. The center of the galaxy is crowded with them. And the stars, they're like people. Most of the stars at the center of the Milky Way. There are many stars tightly packed together. Push each other. And then the trajectory changes a little bit. After a collision, the star's atmosphere is stripped away. Or in rare cases, he will fall into the black hole and disappear. But there are other things going on around black holes. This volatile and dangerous region. Recently, astronomers have discovered are destined to stay there. Some manage to break free, fly into the universe. These hypervelocity stars travel through the universe. A star is about to enter a trajectory. The galaxy is always moving, or a sprawling metropolis. In the city center, pushing the stars. Where we are on Earth, that's 2/3 of the way up the wall. We circle the Milky Way every 250 million years. Since the formation of our solar system, the Milky Way is difficult. It's easy to forget. He is just the entire universe. The expansion of the universe. A celestial body bound together by attractive forces. Then the expansion force outside the Milky Way. So the expansion of the universe. Stars may not collide. Although both galaxies contain billions of stars, they will interact under the influence of attractive forces. Eventually, the merged helical structure will stabilize. When the Milky Way first formed, building stars quickly. Stars are created from a few hundred each year.